Alright. What's this outline?
That's not great, but I'm doing it.
Oh no.
I was all fired up about this a while ago, and then I opened it back up, and I was like, I should have written down my thoughts when I had them.
I don't know that I want to talk about this.
What do you want to talk about instead?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Well, then
it's kind of like when you go to have lunch and you're opening the cabinets and you're like, nothing's good, even though there's like a perfectly, like, there's like 7 different meals you can make. I don't want any of it.
Is it not? We could just do a whatever episode.
Just a grab bag of random game and life.
Yeah. We could just talk about that instead.
We've done a couple of like pretty intense topics. Maybe this is just our fuck around episode.
Yeah, maybe this is just our fuck around episode. It's been a time. It's been a time.
It's almost Pride Month. My calendar has cut it off, so it just says first day of LGBTQ.
Yeah, it's just the first day. It's our first day on the job.
The first day of...
It is, all queer people start over on June 1st.
It's Queer New Year.
Yes, you know what? It should be.
It should be Gay New Year.
We should treat it like the Gay New Year.
We should give out rainbow envelopes full of money.
Yes, the queer lunar calendar.
Yes.
Yeah, begins in June.
It. I like it.
Yeah.
Let's get that on the agenda.
It's like the
for
fiscal
the next
New Year.
Rainbow Mob meeting.
Yes. Let's call up the president of gays.
Uh-huh.
The gay parliament. I don't think we have a president. I think we have a gay parliament.
The gay parliament.
The gay parliament. And present them with the queer New Year.
Okay.
The start of Pride, it's like the Lunar New Year. We're gonna party for 2 weeks. Sort of a whole month-long celebration, but we're gonna party for 2 weeks, and then we start the gay lunar calendar.
I'm for it. You can count on my vote.
Who's a member of the gay parliament?
Who's on the gay parliament?
Yes.
Ian McKellen.
Okay, yes.
For sure.
Yes.
You know he's there. It's Ian McKellen and George Takei make up, like, the old guard.
Right, yeah.
You know, you've got Kate McKinnon on there.
Mm-hmm.
And, Leslie Jones.
Yes.
Leslie Jones is there, for sure.
Yes.
Wanda Sykes.
Yes. Are we just naming famous gay people?
I mean, yes. What did you want me to...
I don't know.
Not what...
Yeah, no, that was the
course.
thing.
It's going to be like Laverne Cox, and it's going to be...
Matt Bomer.
Elliot Page, and... Like, all of them. All the
Cameron
names.
Esposito.
Yes, of course. Yes, absolutely. Hannah Hart.
Okay.
Yes. And then you and me, I guess.
Apparently. Yeah.
Because we're also bringing notes. Yes. We're
representatives of this very small demographic. We get to attend Queer Parliament.
I was elected to Queer Parliament to represent my district in Kansas. Not a lot of competition here.
Yeah, fair.
Been thinking of relocating to Kansas City, Missouri, because it's got a lot more vibrant community there. Yeah, man.
I saw Multiverse of Madness baked out of my mind in the back of a small car.
Yes, I heard about this. I am so happy for you. Like, when you said you were going to drive, I love that. Because I said this to you and you're like, what? I love that drive-thrus have become a thing again because of COVID. Like, drive-thrus, business has been booming. Because people still want to see movies, but the smart ones don't want to see them in theaters.
Yeah. I don't know that the crowd that I saw at that drive-in was doing it for that reason, but we sure were. And like the place we went to is charming and dilapidated in a fun way. Like, it has neon signs that I am 90% sure are still from the 50s.
Nice.
Like, everything, the little, like, entryway and the exit sign and the entry sign are, like, handmade and have been there since they invented it. Like, with, like, next to no renovation. So you just drive through this, like, little archway made of plywood from 1955, and you're like, I hope it doesn't fall on my car.
I hope there's not a lot of lead paint here.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm not going to use the bathroom here. I'm going to pee before I go and endure 4 hours. It's always a double feature. I don't know if your drive-ins do that. This one does. It's always a double feature.
Yeah.
And you do have time to leave. Like, if, like, the first movie, it was a double feature with the bad guys. So we saw the bad guys first, then I was sober through the bad guys, and I took an edible, like, 10 minutes in, being like, this is gonna hit, and I'm gonna be so high during Multiverse of Madness, which is what I wanted. I brought some to share, but everyone else was like, we're driving later. And I was like, alright, it'll just be me. I'll be the only high person in this car. And then we folded down the seats in the back of my friend's Honda Fit, which did somehow fit 4 adult women.
Wow. Like a little clown car.
It was like a little clown car. I did wedge myself into sort of the back behind everybody, because I'm taller and longer than everyone else I was with. And I was sitting back there with Julia, so we were kind of just, like, snuggling, which worked out, because then, like, everyone else respected people's personal space, but, like, I was like, you're my girlfriend, I'll just lay on you. Ideal to go with someone who you can just sort of smush next to, if you're going to fit 4 adults into the back of the back of the car.
Yeah, don't gotta worry about personal space.
Yeah. Or go in your SUV, which will have more room for more adults. But we brought takeout, and we brought a whole bunch of snacks, and I don't think there's any other way to see Multiverse of Madness other than baked out of your mind in the back of a small car. Highly recommend it.
There you go.
Everyone else had real opinions on the movie, and I did not get the sort of high that makes you, like, really enjoy the trippy parts. I was the sort of high where I just was like, everything is so wonderful and fun, and I just was like, wow, everyone is acting. Oh, they're acting so hard. Oh, look at Elizabeth Olsen just killing it. She's so good at this. These lines are terrible, and she's delivering them so well. Hands down the best part of that movie. Through the haze of being high as a kite, I will say that it has the problem that I have with kinda every superhero media property, where it's like, oh, this bad guy, we're gonna claim that they're doing a bad thing, but it's not actually a bad thing, and we're supposed to sympathize with the hero who is just being a dick. I also saw bits of the Batman. I came late to the Batman. Maybe I needed to see it from the beginning, but I, like, watched an hour of the Batman, and I was like, this sucks. Why are all of you telling me this is good?
I don't know, man.
Like, it made me upset. I was like, I got things to do and left, and then I was like, I was being a real grumpy puss.
I know my youngest, my 15-year-old, is, like, really into the Batman. He says it's his favorite movie now.
Yeah. I feel like that's one of those movies that's like a red flag.
Maybe.
I don't know. I didn't, again, please just take a grain of salt that I didn't watch the whole movie. I just watched enough of the middle that I was like, you're literally trying to get me to sympathize with a guy who's protecting rich old white men.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the concept has fallen pretty far from
yeah. I mean, like, people were also like, but he grows and stuff, and I'm like, maybe that, you know what, maybe there's a thing at the end. I don't know. I only watched, like, the middle hour, and maybe that was just the wrong slice of the movie, so I'm happy to be...
maybe at the wrong part of the arc.
Yeah, maybe I cut into it at the wrong point, and I missed the arc, you know? I'm willing to accept that that's the truth.
So... I'm just gonna talk about some stuff.
Sure, talk about some stuff.
Did you see there's Braille dice now?
Yes, I did.
I'm very excited. It's the Dots RPG project. It's on Twitter, Dots RPG. Okay. They make Braille dice. Like, that's fucking great.
That is great.
Apparently this took them, like, 5 years from concept to production, and now they're just out there making Braille dice. It's great. They have, like, a whole set of the D20 set. Mm-hmm. That was one of the things that crossed my feed, and I was like, that's amazing!
Yeah, it's a neat accessibility tool.
Thirsty Sword Lesbians won a nebula.
Yeah? I don't think I saw that. That's news, that's cool.
That's fucking cool is what it is.
Yeah, I've also been informed that Green Ronin is now making a queer-focused RPG.
Really?
To which I responded, don't they already make Blue Rose?
I was gonna say, but this is fine.
Apparently it's going to be gayer or more explicitly gay than Blue Rose.
Really?
Which seems like a high bar to me, given that Blue Rose explicitly is like, everyone is bi, deal with it.
I'm now seeing that one of the writers for Thirsty Sword Lesbians has already updated her bio to say that she is the Nebula Award winning.
That's so
good
great.
For you.
Yeah.
Fucking good for you.
Yeah. Twilight Accord is the name of the new Learning game. What other gaming things am I up to? Pillars of Creation's coming along.
It sure is cooking.
It is cooking. It's cooking.
I'm very excited about it.
Me too.
I enjoy writing for Essence so much.
Samesies.
I wish there was a better chance that they would approve another Essence book.
Me too.
I guess I'm just gonna have to write a bunch of stuff for the STV.
Yeah, I can't wait for the unofficial line that happens after this.
Yes, all the official writer unofficial supplements. It's like every charm I had to cut for word count, all the cool ideas I had for like system widgets that there's just no room for.
Yeah.
A billion more War Striders.
We could do just a whole supplement of just that. Like,
yeah. I have thoughts.
I'm very curious to see what you turned out based on the information the instructions that I gave you.
I tried to tell you more about it, but I was in the car and Siri's not very good at understanding Exalted terminology.
You trying to text me about Exalted from the car is my favorite time of day.
We had Tom Rearing Gesture.
Tom Rearing Gesture, yes.
What was the other one?
Evan
Dragon.
Evan Dragon.
Evan Dragon.
Evan Dragon, cousin of Jay Dragon.
I had to stop trying to say War Striders and instead say Giant Robot, because every time I tried to say War Strider, Siri had no idea what it was. A different answer every time. This is what I get for telling them, no, you can't use my data even for diagnostic purposes. Now Siri doesn't understand what I'm talking about. Now Siri can't learn from my words.
Siri doesn't need to know War Strider.
Siri doesn't need to know that.
I also really like watching other people do stuff with this, and I have also been thoroughly enjoying David's slow descent into becoming an Exalted fan.
I don't know that it was slow. I mean... It happened pretty quick.
We did sort of dunk him directly into the deep end here.
And especially into, like, the deep end of the things David likes pool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, will you write us some necromancy and also this extremely goth martial art?
And like, also some ghosts, and here's a bunch of, like, spooky shit. Could you just write all the spooky shit for us?
You handle all the spooky shit.
Yeah.
H will handle all the body horror and dinosaur shit. I'll get all of the romantic crap. I had people asking me about lunar bond modes. I'm like, yeah, I'm so excited about it. Lunar terms get bond modes. Someone was like, well, what about solars? I was like, well, no. like I think my answer was like, there's only so much I can talk about, but lunars can bond with a lot of kinds of exalts, and solars can only bond with one kind. So, seems like it's a little more economical if I put those on the lunar charms, don't you think?
Yeah. And I'm like, if you want a reciprocal bond mode, just fucking write one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just do it. It's so easy.
It's pretty easy. It's so easy.
So easy. Like when people like come into the Essence channel, they're like, has anyone made anything like this? And I'm like, my brother in Christ, you could make it yourself. But I don't understand, I do understand how some people would be like, no, because it can be kind of spooky to make your own homebrew, and you don't know if it's going to be balanced correctly. You don't know if you're making something that sucks or is too good or whatever, but it's just do it. You can only get better at it by doing it.
Yeah, and if you make a thing and it's too good, and you put it in the game and you realize it's too good, change it!
Just change it!
Yeah, you
wrote it,
oopsies,
and take it away!
Yeah, or just go, oopsies, this worked too well, what if we changed it to this thing that works the right amount of well?
Yes, like, oopsie, I made it too powerful. I need to make it less powerful for you now.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, well, you could do this every turn, how about once a scene? Or once every other turn, or something like that. Right.
Right.
Like, tweak it until you get it right. I'm going to spoil something for you. That's literally how you write everything.
Yeah. It doesn't come out perfect the first time.
No, it doesn't come out perfect the first time. Even when you're really, really good at this, it still doesn't always come out perfect the first time. Like, I have received red lines many times, and, like, sometimes you'll get it right on the first try. Or most of the way there on the first try. But, like, when you write a whole section or, like, or writing a suite of powers or something like that, you're gonna write a lot of them, and so the odds that all of them will be right on the first try are low.
Yep. It's true.
Yeah. Also, everyone writes first drafts. Everyone. Even people who are seasoned professionals.
And people who think they don't write first drafts.
Yeah. Especially people who think they don't write first drafts. I haven't encountered anyone in our particular writing circles who thinks they're that good.
Yeah. There was a point in my life when I was like, no, I don't write first drafts, but it wasn't because I thought I was perfect. It was just that I tried to make my first draft as good as possible, and now I understand that is a waste of time.
It is a waste of time. Your first draft...
Still do your best, but don't expect anything more than I'm just getting a framework down.
A first draft should be, like, literally your first pass at it. You get the ideas down.
The whole idea of it is, you're just throwing clay on the board. You can't sculpt anything if there's nothing there. So you gotta just put a lump there and then go, okay, cool, what is this gonna be?
Poke at it a little bit. Like, if you're in art terms, you gotta sketch first.
Exactly.
Yeah, you gotta put down your little skeleton and then sketch over it and then put some layers on it to get the details. You don't start with the line work.
No, only maniacs and saints start with the line.
Yeah. I mean, like, somewhere out there, there's an artist who's like, I start with ink, and I'm like, shut up, we're not talking about you. We are not speaking to you. You gotta start somewhere, and your starting point might be bad, and that's okay. Is that Adventure Time quote that's like, sucking at something is the first step to being kind of good at something?
But how will we know? Who are we?
Who are we? What? Oh, I'm Monica. I'm an industry professional. I've been doing this for a while. I'm sober, I promise. It's 2:28 on a work day.
On a Monday.
On a Monday. I'm just like this. I am a developer. I do a lot of stuff for the Onyx Path. I've also written for Magpie Games. I wrote an adventure for Root. That was really fun. I've written a lot of stuff, Ray. I've written a lot of stuff.
Me too.
People are like, what did you work on? And then I blue screen because it's such a big list.
It's just the buffering icon.
And then I'm like, Exalted? With a question mark? Like, I don't know. They're like, wow. I'm like, that's not the only thing. That's just the only thing I could remember.
That's just the one thing that's always in my single brain cell.
Yeah, that's the only thing. And they're like, I think I've worked on more Scion and Trinity combined than I have worked on Exalted stuff. And yet, people are like, what did you work on? I'm like, Exalted!
Well, I know that I've had more Scion things published combined than things I've written for Exalted.
We both worked on Assassins, which...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's really that's a game we should pitch to people more. We should talk about it more, because Assassins is, like, really fucking good.
It really is. I don't understand the pushback that it gets.
It doesn't. It's pushback from, like, 2 people.
I don't understand those 2 people, is what I'm saying, I guess.
There is a very small contingent of people who think it's too World of Darkness-y for Trinity.
Yeah.
That's also why Terry liked it, though.
Because it was kind of World of Darkness-y?
I will tell you right now that any comparisons to the World of Darkness are purely incidental. It's not done intentionally.
Is it just because there's, like, a secret world
that
the other people don't know about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then Harry Potter is World of Darkness-y. Like, what the hell is your point?
Yeah, it's like, the World of Darkness doesn't...
Fucking The Borrowers is World of Darkness-y.
the World of Darkness does not have the monopoly on a masquerade or a hidden world. In fact, Assassins is drawing explicitly from Wuxia. I mean, like, we're taking the idea of, like, there are these hidden badasses with their hidden secret techniques who are doing extremely badass, outside the norm things, which is literally from the martial arts genre.
Right.
It's specifically trying to emulate that in particular, which is why there's a whole bunch of stuff about masteries basically being all, like, secret techniques, and that, like, assassin societies create them and then broker with them, and that's some of the cooler stuff that was included in the setting chapter. It is a hidden world of fighty badasses, and it's calling directly back to the wuxia genre, not urban fantasy. It's just also a semi-modern game.
Yeah.
And post last year, the touchstone that I would have been happily throwing out is, of course, John Wick, right?
Yeah.
But then Gunpowder Milkshake came out, and now I'm like, Gunpowder Milkshake, not John Wick.
A little bit of John Wick.
I mean, like, ignoring John Wick would be pointless. Like, it would be,
you got some Wick in your milkshake.
It would be incredibly incorrect to not say that it was a big influence on it, because it was. But then Gunpowder Milkshake came out, and it was just like, oh yes, no, that's an Assassin's game. That whole movie is an Assassin's game. I know we're all canceling Netflix, but watch Gunpowder Milkshake and then cancel Netflix.
Right.
Well worth your time.
Why are we canceling Netflix?
Because they're raising prices and reducing quality.
Oh, I thought you meant canceling, like...
like canceling on Twitter?
Media.
No. Apparently, like,
And I was like, I didn't get that memo at the last game meeting.
And apparently still platforming Chappelle. That's why we're canceling Netflix for both reasons.
Oh, yeah. Right, and we're also canceling Mulaney for the same reasons.
I mean, I don't know why anybody thought a comedian was a good person.
Some of them are good people.
It's true. That's true. I mean, it just meant, like, maybe I should rephrase that to, like, celebrities are people, and that means they suck as much as they're cool.
Sure.
I think people are too willing to be like, oh, this person told a funny, relatable joke. He just like me for real. Which is, the point of comedy.
Right. Yeah.
To feel relatable and to tell jokes that, like, people get and laugh at because they're relatable. It's their job. He's good at his job. Many comedians are. But that doesn't, like... This isn't necessarily a reflection of who they are. Just because someone told a bunch of good, relatable jokes about being mentally ill doesn't mean they're secretly a good person. Yeah.
Anyway, Kyle Kinane's new album, Trampoline in a Ditch, is out on July 24th.
Uh-huh.
And, I like Kyle Kinane.
Yeah, me too.
He tweeted, like 1 or 2 days ago, like... Hey, Dave Chappelle's never going to show up on my show if that was stopping any of you from buying tickets. I was like, fuck yeah, dude.
I like Kyle Kinane, too.
He's hilarious. We saw him live the last time he came to Kansas City. It was great.
I also really like Shane Smith.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, he's really funny. His older stuff, you see some of his older stuff, I don't need to know what I might look like if because Shane Smith exists. I mean, he has, like, long blonde hair now, because I guess he grew it out and bleached it.
Okay.
But he used to have, like, funky little rectangular glasses. We have a very similar physical build. And, for a while, a similar hairdo. He has short, dark hair, too. But he is covered in tattoos, and I am not, so I would have to get inked up in between then and now. But he's really funny.
Yeah, okay.
And a fucking hoot on Twitter, so I highly recommend looking him up. And he has a bunch of shorts on YouTube that you can go watch.
Yeah, okay.
He's a smaller comic, so he doesn't have, like, a Netflix special yet.
I like how you threw that in there.
Yeah, I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic for him. I would like him to get that money.
Hey, speaking of getting that cash,
yeah,
my husband is interviewing with Google.
Yeah, how's that going?
It's wild. So I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast, but I've talked about it with a lot of different people because I think it's hilarious. Mm-hmm. There's a phenomenon going on now where as companies begin to announce, okay, everyone, we're going back to the office, headhunters and recruiters are then trawling the LinkedIns of employees who work for those companies who are going back to office specifically to recruit them because they know nobody wants to go back to the office.
Nice.
So the company that my husband works for announced that they were switching to a back to the office hybrid model, and suddenly he started getting a lot of interest in his LinkedIn account, including Meta, to which he was like, no. Tesla,
don't need that money
like,
that much. Absolutely
yeah, Tesla
not.
and Meta was like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, hell no. I mean, Google is also evil, but not as famous for mistreating their people.
Not as famously evil, yes.
Yeah.
And then Google approached him, like, hey, we like your vibe. We'd like to buy you a drink. And he was like, yeah, okay, fuck with Google. And they gave him the phone interview. Mm-hmm. And they were so impressive. They're like, we're just going to fast track you. We're just going to fast track you. And he's like, okay, cool. So he's like responding to all these emails, and he met with another person to set up the dates, and they interview with panels, basically. Like you have like 5 panel interviews in a row, like marathon interviews, because you don't interview for a single position. You interview with the company, with the all of Googliness. Yeah, you mentioned that like they don't recruit also for a specific position, right? They want to see what you're good at, and then they'll put you somewhere. Yeah. Which is interesting. He's been like studying. because there's a whole industry built around how to get hired at Google, because they get millions and millions of applicants and only like 2% of them make it to the panel part or whatever. And he stumbled on a video from a guy who's like, yeah, I used to work at Google. I used to do the hiring boards.
Mm-hmm.
And he was throwing down, like, there's, these 3 different tracks, basically, where if you're on the first track, it's you send in the application and we're putting it through the whole process of, 2 phone interviews and then another one of these, blah, blah, blah. And he's going through the whole thing, and he's like, and then if you're third track, that's normally like you crush it in the first interview, and then we're just like, we're gonna fast track you. And he's like, this is really, really rare, so it's normally only people who've really impressed us. And he paused the video, and he looked at me, he's like, that's me. He's so excited. But it's been great because it's like, so no pressure, because he's already got a pretty decent job. It's not really as fulfilling as it used to be, and he'd be really excited to work in a high-tech, like, cutting-edge kind of industry. So he's been steadying his little buns off.
Nice.
So cute.
That's awesome. It's nice to work towards something that means a lot. And I hope he gets it, because it would be quite a bummer if he worked that hard and then...
Yeah. But then today he got hit up by a recruiter from Boston Dynamics.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're like, we
also
need someone
evil.
Working on our... No. No, they make good and pure robots.
They make robots for cops and the military.
Listen, those robots were not meant for the cops and the military.
Are you sure
they were
about
meant
that?
to help old people put glasses away.
I think they do both, actually. They
Damn
make
it.
both robots for the cops and police, and also to help old people put glasses away.
They
Anyway.
need someone to work in their scout department, which is one of the little robot-y guys. Gary is also like, okay. And it's like such a, like, his punch card is really filling up. He's gonna have to go to Google and be like, listen, I have interviews with Boston Dynamics later, so I need to work around and then Boston Dynamics be like, listen, I have interviews with Google later, so
like,
I have
imagine pitting Boston Dynamics and Google against each other for who's gonna give you the fattest stack
Who
of
wants
cash.
me?
Good.
I'm so excited for him.
How delightful. That's amazing.
And then in July...
Everything's coming up, Gary.
June. Everything's coming up, Gary. He's going out to the Badlands with the University of Washington Paleo
Yeah,
Lab.
he's doing his thing.
Yeah, he's gonna go dig up dinosaur bones. It's so exciting. He's got like all his like Badlands camping gear, and he just rented the car because he's gonna drive there from here because it's not that bad of a drive. But yeah, he's gonna be fucking digging up like Triceratops femurs. That's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to school for that. You just gotta be passionate. You just gotta know the right people.
Yeah.
That's great.
It is great. I'm so happy for him.
Yeah.
BXP in the Mid-Episode Break Room are brought to you by the Misdirected Mark Network.
Bing!
Thank you. Become a BXP patron. Patrons get to chat with us directly, special Discord roles, and exclusive hangouts. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. If you'd rather support BXP without Patreon, you can always subscribe to our Ko-fi instead, which is ko-fi.com/bonusexp. Or buy our stuff. We have lots of stuff to buy. You can go to bxpcast.com/bxpswag and check out our merch page. Also, don't forget that BXP is sponsored by Nerdy Kepi. You can get all kinds of rad queer swag, and remember to use code BXPcast at checkout for 10% off, which never expires. You can do repeat orders. Saying nice things is always free. Leave us a good review on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you found us, and help us get more listeners. Also tell your friends, especially tell your D&D playing friends who are complaining about struggling with running games. You should be like, hey, there's a really great podcast that will help you be a better GM. Sorry, DM, because we're talking about D&D people. And then just toss them a bunch of things, especially whenever you hear one of your friends complain that there aren't women talking about game stuff.
I really appreciate that whenever that comes up in Twitter, I see people just like mention it.
Bonus experience?
Yeah, they're like, do you need bonus experience? Because you can
Bonus experience?
You can just have bonus
You
experience.
just go listen to bonus experience. And if you like bonus experience, you will also like Gnomecast. Several gnomes from Gnome Stew get together to talk about gaming topics and themselves in an effort to entertain you and avoid being thrown in the stew.
Delicious.
We should bring back fun phones.
You can buy them as attachments for your smartphone.
Yeah. That's
that wasn't. You can do that.
Can't? Okay, well, they should be more in vogue because fun phones are great. We should talk on the phone more.
just have that big chunky plastic headset.
Some people are like,
right there
I
between
said
your head
you
and
should talk
shoulder.
on the phone more, and some people's butthole talkers. It's nice to speak with your actual friends. I'm not talking about cold calling strangers.
I don't like the phone. I don't like holding this thing to my sweaty, greasy face.
That's fair. That's
fair. Why I have headset.
Yeah.
That's why I have my bone induction headphones and my Blue Yeti.
That's legit.
I even make my phone calls this way. I dial from my freaking laptop.
Oh yeah, I mean, I also take phone calls with my little earbuds in. Like, you know what? I will say that a novelty phone is fun as hell, but holding the phone to your face, less so.
Less so.
Didn't miss that from the 90s.
I do miss making mixtapes.
Yeah.
There's really no... Like, you can make a playlist on Spotify, I guess.
Yeah, you can make a bespoke playlist for people in a lot of places, but it's not the same.
You're not handing someone a cassette that you, like, decorated with stickers.
We are missing... The part that's missing is the, like, physical aspect. Like, I've made gift playlists for people, like, on YouTube and stuff like that. And it's touching and nice, and people like them. But, like, the thing about the mixtape and then the mix CD was that, like, it was handcrafted. You had to actually put a lot of effort into making the physical object. Like, making a mixtape is work. You had to, copying songs onto a tape, you had to sit through the whole song. Mm-hmm. So, like, when you made I don't know if kids know this, that you, like, when you copied things onto a tape, you literally had to just listen to the song. It was burning a CD, you just put the CD, like, put the things in the program and then waited for it to be done. But, like, recording a tape, you had to listen to the song. So anybody who went to the trouble of making you a mixtape where both sides of the tape were full spent like 4 hours doing that.
And that's not even counting like the effort it took to actually copy from another tape or from a CD or from the radio
or from a record.
Yeah. Were you recording from records?
I had my parents had a whole like record player vinyl setup. Wow. Most of my youth.
We were like, because my dad worked in radio, we had CDs from like the get-go, like as soon as CDs were a thing.
I mean, we had both. We had my dad, very much an audiophile. Yeah. And we had a big old fancy, he must have spent a ton of money on it in the late 80s, like a big fancy stereo system. So like, as a small child, I like operated this high-tech, like...
One of those things that's like larger than a baby's crib.
Yeah, it was they had a big old, like, cabinet that had the TV in it, the vinyl player, the CD player, the tape deck, and the big central console that controlled all of them. Yeah. And they were all wired in the back, and you would turn it on, and then you had to, like, pick, I want to play from the tape deck, I want to play from the CD player, I want to play from the record player. And it would pump out through the speakers. It's literally just changing the aux channel. So, like, not any different there. And then, like, there was a mixer and a big knob turned up the volume, and like if you had blank tapes in this big old sound system, you could record from any of the other inputs. So I did sometimes put records on tape or songs from records or the radio, because it also obviously had a radio tuning setting too.
I was going to ask you if you remember Winamp.
I do remember Winamp.
And I googled Winamp.
Were you expecting another answer out of me? Other than yes.
I went to go be like, Winamp. Yeah, whatever happened to Winamp? Mm-hmm. You want to know what happened to Winamp?
What happened to Winamp?
NFTs happened to Winamp.
Are you for real?
I am for real. On May 16th, they put the original and iconic Winamp skin up for auction as an NFT on OpenSea. Fucking hell. I loved Winamp.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, they've gone full stupid with crypto and tokens.
It really whips the llama's ass.
It really whips the llama's ass.
Parentheses derogatory.
Winamp Skin Museum. Take me there.
Winamp
oh my
Skin
god.
Museum? What?
Monica.
What?
Look at this.
What?
Oh my god. Winamp Skin Museum.
Yo, the Kingdom Hearts one that jumped out at me like a Rorschach blot test. I just open this page.
There's an Among Us one? People are still making Winamp skins.
Wow. Oh my god.
How are people still making Winamp skins?
This is like my late teens, early 20s in one picture.
This is incredible. Fuck. Damn. This is annihilating me. Yes. Oh, Winamp.
Oh, Winamp. Pour one out for Winamp. Napster
Napster's pretty
doing
good,
great. Yeah, Napster's like the best, the streaming service that pays artists the best.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm paying for it right now. And it has the nicest playlist building feature I've used in a streaming service.
Really?
Yeah, the rest is nothing to write home about. Like, it's a streaming service. You got music. You can save it to your profile. You can play it. You can make playlists. Like, it's not dreadfully exciting, right? Like, it's just a streaming service. But the playlist function is great because while you're building it, you go into like this little like playlist creation UI, and you don't leave it until you say you're done. In a lot of other places, you have to like back up, find the song, click the button, add to playlist, pull your playlist out of the list, and like, no, Napster is just like, no, here's the playlist window. Search in this window. Pick as many songs from the search that you want. Tap add to playlist, lather, rinse, repeat until you say save. It is great. Yeah. A+ Napster on your playlist building feature.
Great job, Napster.
Great job, Napster.
Becoming the hero.
Yeah.
Winamp has sunk to new lows.
Yeah. Though I really think that a lot of that, like, best paying to the artist, or at least best paying one, mostly goes to the record label, but I hope the artist sees some of that.
Yeah. I just remember everyone clutching their pearls over piracy and you're stealing money and blah, blah, blah. And now it's like things with Spotify basically being legal piracy now. Like, the artist doesn't see, like, even a tenth of a cent.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I started...
Kids these days.
Yeah, kids these days. I want to get a good vinyl player.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. That's my...
We have one.
I wanted to
use it very much.
I wanted to get one for myself for my birthday.
Yeah.
But, like, I need to put it somewhere. Like, I'd have to, like, mount it on the wall, probably. Because I live in, not a small apartment, but not a big one either. And I live in it with 2 other people. And all of us have too much shit. So just 3 mentally unwell people with too much junk living together under one roof.
You're just neurodivergent.
Yeah, I mean, it's both though.
Yeah, I'm alright. That's fair.
And I'm exaggerating for humor's sake. If you are neurodivergent or actually mentally ill, you're allowed to say you're crazy or call yourself mad. You're allowed.
You can have it.
It's your word. You can have it. Own it. It's fun. Sometimes I'm just like, I wish my house didn't look like 3 lunatics lived here, but guess what we do? So, you know.
Guess what? 3 lunatics and their 2 cats.
Yeah. So I have to figure out what part of my house to put it in, which may involve rearranging other places, because I want a nice one and I want some nice speakers. Because if I'm going to listen to vinyl, I want to do it in the proper audiophile way. And I don't just want to, like, I can listen to good music on my really good headphones on my phone for much less money if I just want the experience of that, but I don't. I want to, like, listen to a whole album. I want to, like, play it out loud in a room and just, like, get lost in it for a bit. And if I'm going to do that, I need to have a place to do it in.
Right. Like a music closet.
Yeah, I don't have a music closet.
You don't have a music closet, really? I don't have one either. I don't know why I said that.
You're like, this bitch over here doesn't even have a music closet.
Sorry. I feel like I'm sorry, buddy. I just feel like I'm phoning it in today. We talked a little bit about games, and then we talked for like 25 minutes about Winamp skins.
That's what people expect from us, I think.
Listen, I had a really rough week, y'all. It was a lot of ups and downs, and I'm just here. Monica was like, we need to record an episode, and I was like, okay. And then I was like, I don't want to record that episode, though.
I mean, we got that on record. That happened. You said that while the tapes were running.
That was me. I did this.
You did this.
This is my fault.
Yeah, we sure was a Hangout episode. You probably should change the name.
I think I can do that. Let me see. I cannot. I cannot change it.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, Margaret.
Margaret, you're gonna have to change the name.
Note to Margaret. The title of this episode is not actually the title of this episode.
Yeah, it is still episode 6, though. That part's right.
That is still episode 6. This is definitely the 6th of the episodes that we've made.
Mm-hmm. Season 5, going great.
Yeah. Yep. Just crushing it.
I mean, we are kind of crushing it. Let's be real.
I mean, yeah, we've been on schedule, which is mostly because of Margaret.
Yeah, I mean, God,
Everybody should get themselves a Margaret.
Yeah, everyone should have an
Really?
employee.
Everyone should have a Margaret. I guess Margaret is our employee now. Oh my god.
More or less.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Do we have to like have a form?
No, we don't pay her enough money
We don't
for
pay
that. We don't
Margaret
make
that
enough
much.
money for that, nor do we pay enough money for that. Oh, you owe some people Margaret certificates.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. I'm gonna let Terry know right now because he has to be there for it. Hey, Terry.
Okay.
Okay, now I wait anxiously to see if Terry will respond to my invitation. That'll be great. I absolutely want to do that live. It's what the people deserve.
Yeah.
He's already responding. Terry's on fire with the idea of doing this.
Did he write back immediately?
No, it just says Terry is typing.
Oh, okay.
He says, oh, sure, unless it's like, ... Now. No, not now.
I soft agreed to be in Terry's Sidereal's test game, and then I
yes?
forgot to make a character, and then I forgot about the second session. Because I was on a very, very bad ADHD drag for like 2 weeks straight.
Yeah.
If it was something important that I could have forgotten about, I sure did.
Was it important? Could I have possibly forgotten? Guess
Yeah,
what?
is it gonna hurt someone's feelings that I forgot about it? Is it gonna cause me serious problems for forgetting? Oh yeah, did I get all of them? Mm-hmm.
Just getting a neurodivergent bingo.
Yeah, fuck.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Girl, get some Addies.
I need a doctor?
2023 is the 2022 is the year
You know,
we all get medicated.
I guess I probably could do it because I don't have a doctor, and I currently am benefitless, at least until H gets hers, and then I can get on that.
Right.
But I think you can find, like, my brain was like, Squarespace, and I'm like, nope, bitch, that's the website one. Not Headspace, that's the meditation one. Not Skillshare, that's the learning one.
No, I have no idea what you're heading towards. So I'm wedding
Talkspace. Like those online therapy places. Some of them will prescribe meds to you.
Really?
You have to look for that specifically. Like, Julia was trying to figure out something similar, and like most neurodivergent people, I can solve other people's problems, but not my own. I like did a whole bunch of research for her into like the cost of them, how frequently you can do it, how, like, will they take, like, a FSA if you have it? Can they prescribe medications? Are there ones specifically for queer and trans people? And the answer to all of those is yes, but you have to look for them.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yep. None of them are particularly cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Just fair warning.
Yeah.
But, like, if you desperately need meds, you can find one of those third-party online services that can prescribe medication.
Right.
Now, I don't know how fucky that gets after that. I simply know that there are services that can do it.
Okay. Well, that's probably good to know for somebody out there.
Somebody, yeah, I'm sure that's helpful to someone.
Yeah.
It may, if you are struggling and that is a ray of hope, I hope that helps you.
And also, don't do what I did for the last couple of years and think, okay, but it's not that bad. I'm not, like, so bad that I need medicine. That's for people who really have real ADHD. Like, don't fucking do that to yourself. Just go fucking ask for medicine. I tried counseling and coaching, and I tried mindfulness and supplements, and fucking none of it was really that helpful. I mean, the coaching was actually pretty good because it was helping me with, like different tools and mechanisms to kind of work around the ADHD or work with it. But I mean, after a certain point, it's kind of like trying to run a marathon with snowshoes on. Like, you can do it. Just why don't you just take the snowshoes off? Like, wouldn't that be easier?
Yeah.
Just, fucking try some medication. It's there.
Yeah, it's true. I need to get back to regularly meditating.
Yeah.
It really helped. That really helped me. Like, regulate myself. I get the RSDs real bad.
Yeah.
Real bad. And over nothing. Like, I told you I, like, went into a terrible RSD spiral because someone was rude to me in a video game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's so embarrassing
I used
to admit that.
I used to get real bad, like, rumination.
Yeah.
But I actually, like, my anxiety medication actually really helped with that. And,
cool.
And I think, honestly, on the flip side, I think my anxiety medication kind of made my ADHD worse because I didn't have anxiety and panic as that motivator. I didn't have that keeping me on track. Like, you gotta do it now, or you're gonna disappoint everyone. Ah! And then I'm taking anxiety meds, and I'm like, it's fine. And I started forgetting a lot more.
A small weird thank you to the person who was extremely fucking rude to me in that game. One, you're an absolute asshole. Please stop being so rude to people online. Mm-hmm, it's not cool. So don't do that.
No,
just have fun.
Yeah.
But secondly, I went, oh, this is an like, I was really upset. And then I was like, this is RSD. Wait a second. That's what this is. This is something that triggered my rejection-sensitive dysphoria. It's driving me crazy. I can't let it go because this is an RSD reaction. Yep. And I went, oh, I understand that this is my brain being shitty to me. And then I worked on myself. So thank you for that.
There you go.
And I went, you know what? I bet there's like a good article out there for coping strategies. And I found one, and that was the thing I sent you.
Yeah.
And like, I came out of it like understanding that that's how I respond to things sometimes. And being like, no, I get it. Maybe the thing that you need to do when you get triggered is like, I don't know, just quit the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Walk away.
Quit, walk away, distract yourself.
Close it, walk away, walk it off, whatever. And it was very validating to read that article, because the whole thing was about them getting trolled on Twitter. Another thing that is meaningless.
Yeah. Yep.
Right, like, yeah. They were like, did someone say a mean thing to you on Twitter and now you're mad about it all day? And I was like, yeah, similar thing happened. Yeah, okay, glad
I used to
I'm
call
not...
it my rage castle. Because I just couldn't, I lived there.
You can't leave the rage castle.
I lived there. It was huge. It was my rage castle.
It's the worst. I hate the rage castle. Yeah. And, like, Julia's like, stop beating yourself up. And I was like, you don't understand. I can't not.
Yeah.
Like,
it's really hard to stop.
I'm in the rage castle. There's no leaving it. It has no doors.
I'm locked within my rage tower.
They close behind you and disappear.
My Glower Tower. I will never be free.
That's not true. You can be free of the rage castle.
Yeah.
And like that's sort of, sometimes this works for some people and sometimes it doesn't. It's like 50-50 for me, but acknowledging that you're in the rage castle and then letting it exist for a minute will make it go away faster.
Yeah.
For some people.
I've found I have a lot of success with that, honestly, when I can recognize, like, wait a minute, because then I'm not like wallowing, I'm not like stewing in it and splashing in it like an angry duck. I'm just like, wait a minute, I'm very upset and angry right now.
Upset.
I think this might be one of my symptoms disorders is acting up.
Yep.
And then it kind of feels more like, instead of I am this angry thing, you can be like, oh wait, no, it's my brain that's telling me I gotta be absolutely angry right now. I don't know. It's a weird kind of, it almost feels, more, it kind of gives you this feeling of control, because you know it's not you, it's not like this weather event that you can't possibly do anything about. It's like, oh, wait a minute, I see what's going on, and I don't know. For me, it's always felt like, it's always helped me kind of put it into perspective and to know that I'm not the feelings that I'm having right now, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense, and that sometimes that helps me make it dissipate. Sometimes it can, if I do it wrong, I can launch right back into rumination, and those doors lock on the rage castle.
Yeah,
again,
sometimes
right?
it's just too much, and you gotta try something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The article I sent you recommends, like, distract yourself so that you can find the spoon to do the rest.
Yep.
Which I also think is pretty good advice. Worth remembering that when the rage castle has built up around you, to have someone pull you out of it through distraction, you know?
So my youngest was downstairs this weekend watching Hulu, watching these creepy movies, and we've since had to have a talk with him about, okay, you can't watch R-rated movies in the living room. People live here. But he was watching a movie that I had to come downstairs or something, and I happened to come downstairs at, like, the climax of a scene involving, like, animal cruelty, basically. And that's, like, one of my, like, deepest, baddest, worst triggers. So I had to, like, have him pause it immediately and then try as calmly as I can to explain to him, like, if you hear me coming downstairs, you need to pause your movie. And then, because this kind of thing really upsets me. He didn't really quite get it, but I think he understood that at least he had to do this for me. And then it upset me so fucking much I had to like run and take a Xanax. Like it's pretty rare that I can get so like wound up and so head up about something that it just can't get out of my head. But it was like, all right, Xanax and oh look, Markiplier's got like 3 new hours of videos. Let's pop those in and crochet a little bit.
Yeah.
Like let's just think about something else.
I don't know about you, but sometimes I get compounded with embarrassment at myself.
Yeah.
So like there's the RSD reaction of like, this thing made me really upset. Like, oh, I'm so mad. I'm huffing and puffing. Right?
I'm huffing and puffing and stomping. I'm so mad.
And that is the RSD, and then, like, the part of your brain that's always chill, or at least the part of my brain that's always chill, is like, why are we upset about it? Why are you mad? This is so embarrassing. You're acting like a child. And sober Monica's not always very nice.
But that is also part of your RSD, though.
I know! And then that it's just, I called it a cocktail of rage and embarrassment.
Yes! Yeah.
Yeah, and then, like, you get too heated, and you say something you didn't mean, or you say something really stupid, and then you get embarrassed about that, and that just makes it worse. And, like, I was just embarrassed at myself, and then angry at a rude stranger, and then in retrospect, I was like, I let someone who I don't even know, who's never gonna talk to me again, make me this mad. What the fuck?
That's just the disorder symptoms.
Yeah, sure is.
That's just the problems.
Sure is.
Problems disorder.
God. Anyway.
But it's good to, like, talk about this shit and then, you know, people know more about, like, what we're going through, or potentially they know, like, wait a minute, I do that. Which was my journey into realizing, like, oh my god, I have ADHD, was knowing you, Monica, and you talking about, like, because you were diagnosed a while ago,
no, I'm
right?
not diagnosed at all. This is a self-diagnosis.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, like,
but there's
never been a more ADHD person than me. So, you know, like,
yeah,
that's not
true.
Yeah,
you're like the poster child for, like, you know, the hyperactive type ADHD. But you were talking about these different things that you just do, and you're like, yeah, it's an ADHD thing, and I'd, like, internally I'd be like, well, I do that, and it, you know, like that offhand, like, well, I do that. Until, like, a few years into it, it started becoming, wait a minute, I do that. And then reading more into it and, like, connecting, because my brother got diagnosed when he was, like, in 2nd grade.
Yeah.
However, was a very quiet...
I was also a very quiet kid.
Very daydreamy, good in school.
Yeah, the internal...
You know, yeah, like, the you know, basically the internal girl ADHD.
The internal hyperactivity, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So because I was a smart kid who didn't get into trouble... Mm-hmm. But my brother was a kid who did not like to read and was defiant and liked to roughhouse. He got diagnosed and I did not. And I don't have any one person or anything to blame for that. It's just how it fucking worked in the 90s. Mm-hmm. Well, at that point it was the later 80s.
Right.
That's just how it fucking worked. Honestly, it was incredible that he even got a diagnosis, because it was still a thing that didn't really exist. It was still something that people were just pushing for pills. But then knowing all that, like, oh, okay, my brother has it. And then thinking back on, like, I'm pretty sure my dad has it too. Like, just knowing what I know about my dad. And then coalescing into, like, most women are diagnosed with depression and anxiety before they're diagnosed with ADHD. It's like, all right, cool. I've been diagnosed with those 2 things. And then every other symptom that you had mentioned, I was like, I do all that. And then, you know, other people in my family close to me have had, like, diagnosed with, like, OCD and other, like, attention disorders, basically. And I'm like, well.
Yeah, and now I'm like, my most recent thing is, like, I want to figure out whenever I can see a fucking doctor. I have a lot of that Venn diagram between ADHD and autism.
Yeah.
Where those 2 things roll over. I got really upset about a plan changing the other day, and Julia was like, you're just being real autistic right now. I understand. And I was like, you're right, I am. She's like, she was affectionate. She was like, I was like really mad and like working through it. She's like, you're just having a little meltdown. And I was like, you're right.
I'm huffing and puffing and I'm stomping.
So mad. I mean, to also be a little fair to me, a friend who I was really looking forward to seeing on the trip had to cancel, and so there was that on top of it. Like,
yeah,
and I was really, really bummed about not getting to see someone who I hadn't seen in a really long time, and like that made me really sad. But I was also being like, plans change.
They don't.
Julia was just like, just having a little. It's okay. And I was like, yeah, I know. Just give me a minute, okay?
You're being a little bit
autistic right now. It's just like, yeah, I know.
And I mean that affectionately,
yeah.
all understanding.
And I'm like, yeah, I know, I understand. I'm aware. I too wish I wasn't doing this.
I also don't want to be doing the thing I'm doing.
Yeah. And then there's the other side order of like, no, this is just my voice. I'm not yelling at you. This is just my voice. Like I'm speaking with intention. I'm not scolding you.
Yeah.
And the I'm not yelling at you. I'm just explaining. I'm just like it's in that overlap, and I'm like, could someone just give me pills for this or something? I don't know. Which those are also those are ADHD things too, so it could be either. But whatever, you know.
There's also I don't know if you've noticed, or if anyone else has told you, or I'm about to reveal this to you while we're recording.
Okay.
You have minor echolalia.
Yeah. What's that?
When you repeat the last word someone says.
Oh. No, I've never noticed that before.
No, I've always thought it was kind of endearing.
Is that also an autism thing?
Yes, it is.
One night I was baked out of my mind, and I was like, I'm gonna go to a doctor and be like, I'm pretty sure I'm also autistic. And the doctor's just gonna be like, there's never been a more autistic person than you.
That's not true.
That's not true. I know that's not
There's
true.
no such thing as less or more.
Yep, it's not true, but it is funny.
It is very funny. I'm gonna get an A in autism.
Yeah, I'm gonna take those mental health tests, and they're gonna be like, great job, your score was so high.
You're so good at autism.
You're so good at being neurodivergent. A thing that is both reasonable to
Your
want
brain is,
and possible to achieve.
It's just the coolest and weirdest brain we've ever seen. We're very proud of you.
I'm gonna get a gold star and having a weird fucking brain.
I mean, you're right. There's that Venn diagram.
I do
of
a lot of weird stimming
ADHD
too.
symptoms, autism symptoms.
Yeah.
And then for women, for AFAB people, it's autism will also present masking quite a lot, from what I understand. So it can make that even more difficult to try to diagnose autism in someone who is AFAB, because masking is part of it, and you're trying your damn hardest to act normal.
Yeah, man, that mask is glued on, let me tell you. I'm like, but you're so good with people, and I'm like, kinda. I'm just sort of charming, and people like that. Like, I just made everything weird about me into things that people like. Like that's.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that not the mask, right? Like, yeah. Phew. Yeah. We went from being like, I don't know what to talk about, to having a real heavy discussion about mental health here.
Mm-hmm.
Or as
after
heavy
the
as
Winamp skins,
after the Winamp skins. Come for the Winamp skins. Stay for the real important discussion about mental health.
Everyone, be kind to your brains.
Yeah, and to each other.
Be nice to yourselves. Yeah. Stop beating yourself up.
Yeah.
It's just your brain.
Mm-hmm.
It's just your brain.
It's your brain.
Don't let your brain be the boss of you.
Don't let that soggy piece of bacon inside your skull treat you poorly.
Gonna let your brain boss you around? Like he thinks he owns the joint? I don't know why your brain is masculine.
Your brain uses he, him pronouns regardless of the rest of you.
Your brain uses he, him pronouns? I don't know.
When your brain is being a jerk, it uses he, him.
That's not very nice, Monica. Not all brains.
No, yeah, fair. Your brain can use whatever pronouns it wants when it's being mean. Sorry, I didn't mean to disrespect it.
There you go. Not all brains.
We've been at this for an hour and 20 minutes, and
somehow
it's like we like talking to each other.
Yeah.
This, we talk to your friends on the phone or live for people to consume.
Live for money.
Money, yeah.
I don't get it, but it's cool.
I'm glad you guys like it.
Thank you.
Like it. It makes me happy.
Now we can pay for a Margaret.
Yeah! I almost said we bought a Margaret, and then I was like, don't say that.
This is just part of being visibly queer on the internet. You just pass the same sweaty $20 around.
And it's sweaty. It's very sweaty.
It's so sweaty.
It's in the collection plate at Gay Parliament. The same sweaty $20.
My favorite visceral image is just and every time I hear the ice cream man come around, which is so great. It's so great that there's still ice cream trucks in this hellscape. At least there's ice cream trucks. Every time I hear that little I'm like, ah! Just the instinct is still there. Like, give me a sweaty dollar! I want to go get a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle with the bubblegum eyeballs!
Yeah, I'm gonna tell one more weird story and then I think we probably should be done.
Wait, before the weird story,
yes.
What's your go-to at the ice cream truck?
Oh, man,
You have 5 seconds to decide before he drives away.
Chocolate eclair bar.
Chocolate eclair? Okay, mine is the Choco Taco.
Also a
I think those are the two gayest options.
Maybe so. Second choice, like a medium vanilla cone where they slam it into the bin of sprinkles.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Crunchy, smooth, crazy brain texture heaven.
So good. So good.
Yes.
All right, what's your weird story?
That's not that weird. We were going to the local pool a lot, and I didn't think to go to the snack bar and indulge in that nostalgia, but I'm going to have to do it this year. It's not a weird story. It was just a relatable story to the rest of us.
Just gotta get some ice cream.
Yeah. It smells like childhood
bars in my freezer.
Fuck. Send me them.
You can just get them.
I know
you can just buy them at the store.
You can just buy them at the store. I love them and the Snickers ice cream bars. Snickers ice cream bars are.
I prefer the strawberry shortcake over the chocolate eclair.
What?
Yeah, I know.
It's the inferior choice. But
no, I strongly disagree. Okay. Strongly disagree.
Well, we're gonna just have to agree to disagree. We could just buy a variety pack and we'll both be happy.
Do they come in variety packs?
Maybe. Probably.
Oh my god. Now I have to find those.
Okay.
All right, Monica, while I'm looking that up, where can they find our show?
They can find our show at bxpcast.com, part of the Misdirected Mark Network.
Bing!
Thank you.
What about, email? Is that what I do next?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
What's our email?
Our email is bonusexpcast@gmail.com. If you like these episodes where we just sort of hang out and talk, please tell us there. If you'd like to hear us talk about specific things, please tell us there. If you've got questions for us, please send us an email. We like getting mail. We get a lot of spam. It would be nice to hear from a real human.
Please,
someone. Yeah.
What about Twitter?
Yeah, we do have a Twitter. We probably should use it more. Get people interested.
Oh, great, that's me.
Yeah, it's you. Get people interested.
I gotta do it.
Let them know about when we're going to do a live show. Get them interested in the stuff that we're doing. Mm-hmm. Let them know where they can find us. That is at bonusexpcast. You can remember that because the word sex is in it.
Thank you. That's an old joke.
It is an old joke. A deep cut callback.
That's okay. I regret to inform you that not only do they not make good humor variety packs,
no,
they make good humor Pop-Tarts ice cream bars.
Huh.
Specifically the brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tart in an ice cream bar.
I made a face.
Yeah. I'm extremely disappointed, honestly.
No? There's no variety.
I really wanted that variety pack.
I'm sorry that the variety pack I imagined doesn't exist.
How dare you? What about you? Are you on Twitter?
I am. Unfortunately, I'm on Twitter. I am at @ZenithSun. I'm also sort of being on Tumblr. Like, I don't know how to post on Tumblr. I just like things and reblog them. I'm Dice-Wizard on Tumblr if you want to follow me.
Follow Dragonfugger66.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's really, and then follow the people that they retweet.
Okay.
Or retweet. See?
Reblog.
The reblog. Oh god, I'm gonna have to go back to Tumblr, aren't I?
I went back to Tumblr and it's fun again.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. The Tumblr Blaze.
Yeah.
Really fun.
I see, I told you.
Yeah.
Did you see Martin Luther's theses? Are they still floating around?
I did not see them directly, but a YouTuber I like who talks about Tumblr a lot showed me.
It's just the Wild West out there.
So funny. Tumblr is now all the fun, weird parts of Twitter, but without the horse shit and
without the fucking
ads.
Nazis. Yeah,
without the Nazis and the Tumblr got a chance to mature as a social media site, and this is what we got. And it's pretty queer.
Yeah,
the community using it is pretty queer, and so I'm I don't know how to be a Tumblr head. I haven't figured out how to write a pithy post people like, or that I want to pay $10 to make 2,000 people see. I haven't gotten there yet, but lots of fun stuff to reblog, and then I went and found a bunch of artists.
Maybe this is how we get the word out about bonus experience.
Maybe it is. Maybe we need to BXP Tumble.
Maybe. Oh god, I don't know.
Send us an email or add us on Twitter if you were please make a bonus experience Tumblr.
They drag me back in. I'm still on Twitter. I'm Ray W. Cole on Twitter. I'm gonna resist Tumblr as much as I can because I still have Tumblr. I don't want it. I gotta go. I'm done. I gotta go. I'm leaving. Everybody get out. Change it. Change it if you want to.
Do I have to do this? Oh, fine. Bonus Experience is written and produced by Monica and Rai. And edited by Margaret. Our logo and art is by Nino Studios. You can find her on Facebook and Instagram. Our theme song is Reuse Noise with the Light by CDK, and is used under the Attribution Non-Commercial Creative Commons license. BXP is part of the Misdirected Mark Network. What is all this? I'm not reading this. Fuck it. Bye.